Welcome back to the Long Acres Finance channel. Every month I've been sharing a list of my top 10 holdings and dividend income history on this channel. And today I want to give you an update as of September 9th. I hope this snapshot of my portfolio can give you an indication that I practice what I preach. I am a long-term dividend growth investor, and I invest in many of the dividend growth stocks that I present on my monthly watch list. This month the update will be a little different, as I've built a new investment dashboard tailored for my portfolios, and I want to see what you guys think of it, so leave your feedback in the comments below. This investment dashboard is about 95% automated and simply requires a current holdings report from each of my brokerages. I pull a holdings report from each brokerage and copy them into the supporting tabs here on Google Sheets. Then all of the data is sorted and aggregated into the dashboard you are seeing right now. Let's start with a look at my portfolio first, and then I'll show you my estimated and actual dividend income. My portfolios are valued at just north of $125,000 today. This is about $4,000 less than the balance from last month's update. August was trending nicely for the market, until the Fed's announcement a few weeks ago. Then things went sour rather quickly, and the past 2 weeks were pretty much a continuous ride down. I've gained some of those recent losses back in the past 2 days, but the overall change during the past 3 to 4 weeks has been negative. Okay, so in the leftmost table here you can see my top 10 holdings right now. My largest position continues to be T. Rowe Price Group, that currently has an allocation of 3.56%. The next largest position is Charles Schwab, that is 0.5% lower. Quite a large gap there between the two largest positions. MasterCard is number 3 at 2.89%. Then we have Humana, Visa, Texas Instruments, Ares Capital, Amgen, Stag Industrial, and Lowe's, all between 2.5% and 2.74%. In total, my top 10 positions account for 27.84% of my total portfolio. This percentage has grown over the past few months, but I don't expect it to grow much going forward. There is a chart directly below this table for a visual depiction of the top 10 holdings. It does a better job showing just how much larger my T. Rowe position is in relation to the other top 10 holdings. In the second table, to the right of my top 10 holdings, I have listed my top 10 performers. My best position right now is ADP, that is up a little more than 52%. United Health Group is looking pretty strong as well, up 44%. What's interesting is that only one of my top 10 holdings is amongst the best performers. Charles Schwab, my second largest position, is the 8th best performing stock in my portfolio. Since I invest in companies when they are out of favor, oftentimes the initial results are negative. But down the road, I expect that more of my top holdings will find their way onto the top 10 performers table. Moving on to the third table, which is the sector breakdown. This shows me my allocation to each sector across all my portfolios. As you can see, I am very heavily weighted to information technology and financials. These two sectors make up a little more than 51% of my entire portfolio. Discretionary and healthcare stocks also make up a sizable chunk of my assets. The bottom 5 sectors are all rather small. I know ETF isn't a sector, but I like to see what percentage of my portfolio is allocated to ETFs. After putting this together, I realized that I am really underweight to consumer staples, and perhaps that is something I should take into consideration going forward. There are some really good companies in this sector, and I'll have to see if I can improve this aspect in the future. Below the sector breakdown is a pie chart to better visualize the size of each sector in my portfolio. So this is the portfolio balance and analytics section of my investment dashboard. Let me move down to the dividend section now. My estimated annual dividend income right now is $2,967.23, which is about $5 less than the figure I showed in the last update. I have 2 explanations for this. The first is that there could be a difference in the data source between Simply Safe Dividends and my investment dashboard. On the investment dashboard, I pull dividend rates from FinViz, which doesn't always update new dividend rates as soon as they are announced, so it may be a timing issue. The second reason is that some of the buys and sells I have executed during the past few weeks negatively impacted my estimated dividend income going forward. Either way, in general, this figure continues to increase as I invest more money and my holdings announce dividend increases. My current dividend yield is 2.37%, and the yield on cost is slightly higher at 2.4%. In the table on the left, you can see my top 10 dividend payers right now. Ares Capital is the highest yielding position in my portfolio, and it also happens to generate the largest amount of annual dividend income, approximately $281. Then I have 6 positions that all generate more than $100 of dividend income, and Texas Instruments is pretty close to a 3-digit income level as well. In total, my top 10 payers generate $1,368.30 in annual dividend income, which is a little more than 46% of my total projected dividend income. The table in the middle of the dashboard shows my projected dividend income for the next 3 months. I'm looking to receive about $350 in September and about $190 in October and November. Quarter-ending months definitely bring in more dividends than any other month. These are just estimates based on my current holdings, and my actual dividend income will vary based on actual pay dates and my actual share count on the X date for each position. The table directly below this one shows a breakdown of my income by several time intervals. I can see my expected annual, quarterly, monthly, weekly, and daily dividend income. Of course, the monthly, weekly, and daily amounts are just averages for the entire year. Let's move all the way to the right now, to the dividend growth section. The top table here shows the average dividend growth this year for my entire portfolio. Again, this is an approximate number, since there are many moving pieces in this function, and it is tied to my asset allocation that is fluid based on daily market movements. But it's a good representation of the approximate dividend increase announced across all of my holdings. If we skip down 2 tables, you can see that as of right now, 53 of my positions have already announced a dividend raise this year, and 27 have not. So there are quite a few more increases that will still trickle in the coming months. They will for sure raise my overall dividend growth rate, since right now the equation assumes a 0% increase for each of these 27 stocks. As long as there are no dividend cuts, the portfolio dividend growth rate will climb higher. Maybe I can finish the year around 15%. Going back up to the table I just skipped over, listed here are the 5 biggest dividend increases announced this year. These increases are computed in terms of annual dividend income, and not as a percentage increase in the dividend rate itself. The largest increase this year came from Tractor Supply at 76.92%. The other 4 big increases are also very good, all above 30%. Sometimes this number may be misleading. For example, Blackstone pays a variable dividend throughout the year, so it's hard to quantify its increase accurately, since we don't know what the final dividend this year will be. And the final table in the bottom right shows the dividend income broken down by each of my 5 portfolios that feed into this dashboard. The M1 traditional portfolio hasn't been funded yet, so it's showing a 0 for now. I'm in the process of moving this account to M1, and you should see an income amount here by next month. It's not a large account, but I decided to move most of my investment accounts to M1. Okay, moving down to the next dividend section on the dashboard, the historical dividend income. This is where I track my past dividend payments and how it changes over time. Year to date in 2022, I have received $1,627.23 in dividends, which is 0.13% higher than my total dividend income in 2021. Pretty nice to already beat last year after just 8 months this year. The top left table shows my dividend income by month this year, and the table directly to the right of it shows the percentage increase compared to the same month in 2021. As you can see, my dividend income is growing substantially compared to last year. Below this table is the same information summarized by quarter. You can see that quarter 1 and quarter 2 of 2022 were much better than last year. Additionally, there was nice growth going from quarter 1 to quarter 2. Quarter 3 isn't fully over yet, as we are still in September, but I expect a strong finish. Although I think there were some special dividends last quarter, so hopefully quarter 3 can finish ahead of quarter 2. The chart on the right is a depiction of my dividend income in terms of 12 rolling months. It's a nice upward trend with each 12-month period being better than the last. During the past 12 months ended August 2022, I received about $2,400 in dividend income. And the 2 charts at the bottom show a comparison of 2021 and 2022 dividend income by month and by quarter. You can see that the red bars for 2022 are better than corresponding blue bars for 2021. But additionally, as we move from left to right, the bars in general are getting bigger, indicating growth. So that's my portfolio and my investment dashboard. I'd love to hear what you guys think, so leave me a comment below. If you enjoyed the video, please give it a like and subscribe to the channel to help me grow this dividend community. Thank you for watching and see you next time.